Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading for March 9th to the 15th. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and we are going to jump right in. Capricorn, first, happy daylight savings. You get an extra hour every day, yeah, in your new era, your new world. You remember, you're in your new world now. There's no old world. Old world's gone. It's still crumbling. There's nothing there. You can say bye to Tower Records, Circuit City, paper money. It's all gone. You're in your new world, and I hope you're really excited because when I see what's happening for you, you've got some really big things happening. Like really big things happening, okay? The fact that we have the Great Reset, the Great Awakening, the Great Shift, all on February 20th, right? Big. Remember, that's a process. It's a cycle. So you're still acclimating through this, rebirth process, this even like renaissance that you're going through. But here's the thing. Remember, over the weekend, before this week begins, you had some major things. You had Venus conjunct Saturn. You had the Mercury Cazimi. You had Mercury trine Jupiter. All of that is, it's spilling into this week, okay? Spilling over into this week. So you're still going to experience change. And this week, look at what's happening. It's like dramatic, big change. All right? These aspects are really potent. And remember, you're a caterpillar. All right? There are 4 stages to becoming a butterfly. You remember this, yeah? From middle school. You already went through the Saturn-Neptune conjunction last month. That was stage 1, the cracking of the egg. This week is stage 2. It is you laying the groundwork and building your bridge to the new you. All right. And it's all part of your spiritual growth as well. Of course, we're, in Pisces season. We got Mars in Pisces. There's a lot of spiritual growth. The other thing is, it might be a little bit of a confusing week with Mercury retrograde in Pisces. You might feel a little bit of, maybe you're going in circles, hitting dead ends, not getting responses that you need. Maybe there are delays or tech glitches. Listen, remember, Mercury, Mars, the Sun, they're all in Pisces. Pisces rules your 3rd house of communication. And the 3rd house is Mercury ruled. And so you would really feel, the confusing part. And the fact that Saturn is still with Neptune. Neptune can bring a little bit of that fog. And all of this can actually feel real strange, right? Because your 3rd house of communication, writing, emails, things, the 3rd house rules the internet too, by the way. Yeah. The fact that you've got this Mercury retrograde in your 3rd house, no one else has this, right? It's only you, Capricorn. So, you're experiencing this while your consciousness is expanding from a lot of the major aspects that we're experiencing. So just, this is a really good time to just reflect. Remember what I said in your monthly forecast, okay? Don't resist change. Don't fight any setbacks. Take this time to reflect and focus on you. Your connection with Earth, yeah? Bringing it back, grounding yourself, your intuition, your pineal gland, your path forward. All right. Remember, this Mercury retrograde is a time to reassess, review, rethink. And again, it's in your 3rd house. So a lot of y'all are definitely going to be having, even nostalgic moments, but thinking about the past, even just events, circumstances, even people from your past are likely coming through. Maybe through DMs, emails, in person. You have a lot of family energy. There may be a lot of family members you're reconnecting with, thinking about. That's the 3rd house, okay? And with Mercury and Pisces, which is very spiritual. It's everything beyond the physical plane, okay? So it doesn't exclude, it can be everything. It's like a lot of home and family, yeah? But also your belief system, your passions, even like work and career, lovers, all of that is on the table. What brings you joy, right? What feels right for you, okay? So have this time because stage 3 will be next week with the cluster of days around March 20th, right? We've got the equinox. We have, we're moving into Aries season. We have the new moon. All planets will be direct by then. So this week, you want to get to the point you trust the bridge you're building toward your new you. Yeah, you're going to be asking, like, is my foundation set? Is it stable? Is there structure? Is my heart fully invested? What is on the other side of the bridge? How badly do I want it? And how good will it feel when I get there? All right? Because stage 4, oh, yeah, it's just April. April's when you've got full clarity with Mercury not retrograde in your third. Remember, Mercury will still be in shadow after the 20th, but when you get to April, full steam ahead. All right? Chop, chop. It's a green light. And it's also when we have a 7-planet stellium in Aries. If you saw your 22-26 forecast, you know that. When's the last time, Capricorn, you saw 7 planets in one sign? Never, ever, ever. So, that, and Uranus, again, moving into Gemini. Whoa. Yeah, you're about to get busy. You're about to get busy. The prism portal is locking in that rare grand trine, and April is your big butterfly reveal. Just remember, your future self is watching you right now. You create your reality. So use this week, please, okay, to just have your moments and reassess things, okay? Feel, right? That's that Pisces energy, especially with Mars in Pisces. You're going to feel emotionally and spiritually driven and inspired, maybe with new goals. You got Venus in Aries. You're going to feel extra passionate, maybe even rebellious. Yeah? Like you want to bring dancing back to your small town in Utah because it was outlawed. Whatever it is, Capricorn, whatever you want, you won't take no for an answer. Because Monday, March 9th, you see we have Venus exile Pluto, 3 degrees. Now, we get this a couple times a year. Yeah? This year, once. So please use this wisely. Because Venus in Aries, I told you in your monthly forecast, yeah? Venus is in Aries is, I want this, I will get it. Pluto in Aquarius is saying, oh, yeah? Okay, well then I will burn everything down for you to have it. So there is intensity here, really strong intensity. And just so you know, this is Venus in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius. That's your fourth and your second. And so a lot of changes with home, okay? But it is Venus. So here's the thing. A lot of y'all may be, it looks like there's a good chance a lot of y'all may be moving in with someone. It could be like somebody you just married, things like that, right? Maybe a new roommate, but changes, okay? Remember, you have a lot of home, family energy, the foundations of your life, money. Aquarius rules your second, right? So money. There may be some friends involved in this situation with a Venus, Pluto sextile for y'all, Capricorn. But just know that a lot of y'all are going to be moving if you haven't already. And it's, there is going to be some focus on money and finances and the things that you value. Now, here's the thing. Pluto is power and has depth. He transforms. Remember, he's a planet of transformation. Both Venus and Pluto have to do with relationships and wealth and sex and power. So it looks like there's got to be some energy that you feel this day. Okay? And this definitely does have a kick to it. It is a sextile. Remember, this is it's amazing, right? It's an opportunity for you for the taking. You got to take that inspired action. But this can be a time where you completely rebrand yourself. Yeah. Especially through networking, your community, your audience, groups, people you connect with. Yeah. Could be friendships. That's Aquarius energy, but Pluto natively rules your 11th house, which is also your future hopes and aspirations. So it feels like you're going to put a lot of energy there. It's almost like you're already thinking 2-3 steps ahead, and that's great. That's great. Just remember, if there's any delays, there's a reason why. All right, I don't get because of the Mercury retrograde. But even people, by the way, Aquarius rules technology. So looking at what's going on for y'all, yeah, there could be something here with like dating apps. If you're single, there could be like investment apps. If you're looking to invest or whatever it is, there's maybe some new discoveries like, oh, I've never tried this app before, or this platform, this software. And again, There is just so much energy around home and family for y'all. So it could also be realtors, real estate. You could be buying property, thinking about selling property. There's just there's emphasis here, okay? Even like it just your private life, right? Your roots. This is all that fourth house. And so yeah, but it's still Venus and Pluto. You're going to feel magnetic, you're going to feel empowered like a superhero, okay? Or a villain, because maybe both. Yeah? Like Tom or Jerry. But remember, Venus, yeah, is your desires. It's your desires. Pluto can take things to extremes. So with this aspect, passion, yeah, it can run deep. It could also burn deep. So the lower expression of this would be obsession, jealousy, manipulation, emotional manipulation, power struggles, things like that. All right. Venus is the planet of money, and she's in Aries. That's going to sextile, Pluto and Aquarius. That rules your second house of money. There may be something here with money. If you're not here for money, again, your values, material possessions as well. So use the higher frequency. Now, the reason why I'm harping on this, Capricorn, is because there's a couple plot twists that's not on the whiteboard on this day. And if you do watch, if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising sign or your moon, or for your husband, your best friend, your neighborhood, baker, whatever it is, it will be the fixed signs: Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. Okay, so if you're like Capricorn with Aquarius rising, Capricorn with Leo moon, or even like if you're a Taurus, watch if you're a Capricorn rising. It will be a little bit of a buckle up situation, but everyone's going to feel this. The moon in Scorpio, okay, already has intensity, as you know. The moon in Scorpio will be opposite Uranus and Taurus, so we have an opposition here. All right, now this is where, and remember, the Scorpio Taurus axis is money, it's finances, even relationships. Yeah, okay, so just keep that in mind. There really may be something here. Ancient astrologers didn't know about the outer planets. They didn't know about Uranus and Neptune, Pluto. So in modern dignity, Uranus is considered exalted in Scorpio the same way the moon is exalted in Taurus. So in theory, when you go with that theory, right, or again, it is moving in that direction with that exaltation, you have mutual reception by exaltation. So what does this even mean? That emotional intensity that you're going to feel with the Scorpio moon, it's kind of like forced to work with the chaotic, unpredictable nature of Uranus and Taurus. And so they're kind of in each other's, power seats. They're not seeing eye to eye, and they will go after each other. All right? Because the moon doesn't like being in Scorpio. Uranus doesn't like being in Taurus. But to add a little extra kick here is that this opposition is happening the same day that Venus sextiles Pluto. Okay? And so Venus happens to be the ruler of Taurus. Pluto happens to be the modern ruler of Scorpio. So the rulers of the signs they're in this harmonious relationship that is intense while they host this opposition with the moon and Uranus. So it's already like more fuel to the fire of passion. They say we'll talk about in the second spread, all right? But just it can be a little unpredictable energy, all right? Especially with like family and children for you. Now, the other thing is, actually, we do have a minor grand trine that night. So that, what I was just talking about, that would be like the first half of the day, second half of the day, yeah? Moon in Sagittarius. That's going to be connecting with Venus in Aries, Pluto in Aquarius. So there you go. There you go. There's that. All right? There's that. We'll talk about it in the second spread. Just, you're going to feel a little, adventurous. Now, Tuesday, March 10th, and the second spread where we talk about these lunations, okay? And asteroids, fixed stars, etc., etc. Tuesday, March 10th, Jupiter finally goes direct in Cancer. And yeah, this is amazing. It's also going to be pretty loud because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, but where he does his best for you, right? We haven't had it in 12 years, but he's also at his degree of exaltation. I talked about that last week. It really is, he's at 15 degrees. And so what that means is that not only is he doing his best for you out of all the signs, he's at the highest frequency he can go. All right. So this is actually really amazing. He'll be here at 15 degrees all month. Amazing. Amazing. You're going to feel the momentum right away. Remember, Jupiter in Cancer, that rules your 7th house of love and marriage and partnerships and relationships. It can be personal relationships. It can be business, partnerships, relationships, contracts and agreements. It's commitments. Yeah. So you will feel that. All right. It's going to be really nice. Jupiter obviously offering just much greater support and security, blessings, optimism, especially remember you have a lot of home and family energy. Okay. But from this point forward, you're going to start seeing more of the, what Jupiter promises and delivers, which is luck and good fortune and wisdom, protection, all amplified through the summer. And remember, by March 20th, all planets will be direct until May. Yeah? You're going to see things move. Now, just real quickly, this is another interesting day because the moon in Sagittarius will conjunct Taurus, which is a fixed star. It's a royal star, known for deep passion, but the moon in Sagittarius will square Mercury in Pisces. And so you've got the two signs, Sagittarius and Pisces, that are Jupiter ruled. The day that he goes direct, they're going to square. So we will talk about this in the second spread, just letting you know there may be, if you're looking for a sign from the universe, here we go. Yeah. This would be the day. And another thing that is happening, Capricorn, I'm just going to let you know, when we get to Thursday, the moon will be in your sign. You're going to have some changes. This week, okay? You're going to feel it. And really, a lot of things from your subconscious possibly coming through, okay? Digging deep, unrooting things, maybe even shadow work too before you even get there. Now, you do see that we also have Mars conjunct the North Node, 8 degrees Pisces on Friday the 13th. And, that tracks with this, especially if you saw my last live stream, right? With Nick Dagan Best. I'll leave it at the end of this video. But we talk about March. But Mars conjunct the North Node. You've got Mars, the god warrior. He's making you look destiny right in the eyes. He's saying, YOLO, do it. Go for it. Go. And you probably will. You're probably going to take some action. All right? With all that passion that's being built from the first half of the week. And I also say that because Mars isn't just drive. He's courage. You would know Mars is exalted in your side. And so this is all great. He's currently in the, spiritual waters of Pisces, connecting with the nodes of fate. So you'll likely take inspired action for your dreams, your calling, your life purpose, like a gladiator. And remember, this is your 3rd house. So again, this is you, like a lot of communication. Remember, I said a lot of y'all got to be revamping yourself, maybe your business. I mean, it's a 3rd house. It's Mercury ruled, as I explained. Mercury, the mercantile, you selling things, right? Launching things, possibly online that you may be teaching as well. This is like thought leader energy speaking, but travel and siblings as well. Okay, so you may sign something or have some sort of verbal agreement or message come up around this time, as well as maybe there's some fated events, circumstances that start unfolding. Now, it is still Mars, all right? He's aggressive. He's just a little wet, right, in the waters of Pisces. So what does this mean? There could be some pressure some urgency that you feel, inflammation, escalation, not seeing eye to eye with others, hidden enemies revealed, some escapism. That's all the lower expressions of what could happen here, right? You also might be reactive in circumstances. Yep. Feeling unhinged on your path to enlightenment. Remember, this is a fated moment. As we know, actions have consequences. So channel this energy, harness this energy with kindness and compassion, self-love, right? Have faith in yourself to be karmically rewarded. Remember, karma literally means action in Sanskrit. So there also may be something here that you recognize you need to change something, okay? There's something here, especially after that Mercury Cazimi and the fact that you have this, North Node conjunction in your third house. Third house is the mind. So there you go. You might be making a big decision too. Now, remember, this is a 19-year cycle with the nodes. We just came out of the, eclipse, the Virgo eclipse, right? There could have been something that, you may have been signing something with like maybe even, the law, like settlements but you had it's been a big month. Now this Mars conjunct the North Node, I want you to think about what happened for you around April 24th, 2007. Yeah, 19-year cycle. Give it a week after, like anything from, that date to the end of the month, April 24th to like, May 2007. And I bring this up because I did go back. I did look at the chart for that day. You might remember something from this time because it was a day you probably wouldn't forget because we had a mutable Grand Cross the last time Mars conjuncted the North Node. It's intense, okay? Two oppositions, squaring each other. And so you would remember. Anybody would remember what happened around that time. But again, for you, this is your third house. And so messages, something that you're thinking about, maybe something that you launched, something with your siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors, maybe some short trips you were taking, maybe something within your local neighborhood. It is a house of writing too. There could have been, you writing a book, just anything, right? It will be the mutable signs: Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, and I'm throwing in Scorpio and Cancer that feel this conjunction the most. If you have any planets 6 to 10 degrees in any of the mutable signs, the first four signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, in your natal chart, you're really going to feel this. And one of the reasons why I brought up that date is not because that was the last time, but also remember, it's like an echo, right? Obviously, the sky chart is very different from that time. It's not going to repeat. But I did say this is a 19-year cycle. This is a karmic cycle. So something from that time you could possibly clear up now. All right? Karmically, spiritually, all of that. All right? Now, just going to let you know that I do love, well, you may, listen, Saturday night, you may just have some money moments. You may be thinking about money, liberating yourself in a way where it's also this, almost like validation for something that you do or something that happens around that time. Saturday night, because we will have the moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Again, that rules your second house of money. There may be something here with friends too, and you might say something, all right? Or your friend or group or organization you belong to or any of that might say something. It could be social media as well. I mean, those are you've got your social media houses activated. So just keep that in mind. Now, Sunday, March 15th, Mercury conjunct Mars, 10 degrees, Pisces. So I do want you to think about what happened the last 2 weeks of October last year when we had a series of Mercury-Mars conjunctions, which honestly are not as frequent as, typically as normal. So remember, a very unique year. Last year was unique. Mercury, Mars, power of the mind, right? There could have been some big moments with friends or organizations, etc. for you. Maybe something, around that time with relationships, money, building your wealth. Last 2 weeks of October. Mercury there's going to be listen, you're going to have a lively exchange with some people. That's Mercury conjunct Mars. It can bring like heated exchanges, like, fiery debates. It could be weaponizing words. It is Mars. It's being, it's in Pisces, right? So this can be, being like really preachy, being passive aggressive, accelerating your, fantasies and illusions. Those would be the lower expressions, but use the higher expression here, all right? And that would be putting your vision, your thoughts, your dreams, all of that into motion. Remember, this is your third house of the mind. A lot of this for you will be mind over matter. And, speaking things into the ether, making things real, but with positive impact. Yeah. When you have a conversation, you leave the conversation saying, good talk, good talk. That's what this is. All right. And again, a lot of y'all may be returning to writing projects or any just creative project, anything that you put on hold. All right. Anything you put on hold, you may be returning to. It can even be relationships, but definitely this is like having the courage to speak honestly, and maybe directly. Okay, maybe directly. It is Mars. But remember, Mercury is retrograde, so miscommunication is possible around this time. So say what you mean and mean what you say. You'll be good. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel this the most if you have any planets 8 to 12 degrees in your natal chart in any of those signs. You'll really feel it. And then we have Ceres moving into Taurus. Love it. Love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. All I have to say is because I love that Ceres is moving into an earth sign. And obviously you vibe well with that energy. But Ceres is, dwarf planet like Pluto, right? So, I mean, big deal. She's Mother Earth. She's Mama Bear. She's the harvest goddess. So Ceres is how you nurture yourself and give and receive care. And it's all about comfort. It's all about nourishment with Ceres. And when she was in Aries, there was a lot of self-protection, preservation mode, survival mode. And now in Taurus, the focus will shift, okay, to your body. Security, resources, what is valuable to you. And there will likely be a strong emphasis on diet and food because Taurus rules food. So think detox, digestion, sustenance. Am I eating healthy? What am I feeding my kids? What are my parents eating? Things like that. Okay, she is the grain goddess. So like wheat, gluten, food, like intolerances. Like they could be themes. But remember, Taurus rules your fifth. So it's you taking care of you, so you're in a good place where you can take care of your loved ones, family, children, your significant other, creative partners, things like that. But this really will be like if you have children, grandchildren. Yeah. Anyway, you're just gonna be taking. It's like it's selfless energy. Let's get started, and we'll talk more about Ceres in the second spread. Let's get started. Let's see what's going on with you, Capricorn, for March 9th to the 15th. Capricorn. How are y'all doing, Capricorn? I do a traditional call to cross spread. Offers the best overview. Yeah. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will. And I love y'all. Capricorn, this really is everything this week is leading up to what's happening next week, right? And so that new moon in Pisces, it's big. It's big. It's in your third house. There's new things happening for you in a really nice way, in a really big way. Anyway, okay. I'm just looking at and then again, a lot of growth, even like potential, like with relationships. If you're single, really good time, like with Jupiter there. Anyway, let's This is very interesting because if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or moon, you'll notice a couple cards that's been coming up in pretty much everyone's spreads. We'll talk about it. I love the fact you got the King of Wands. That's one of the cards. King of Wands is, epitome of passion. He's so passionate. This is someone who lives for transformation. And so obviously he's a big leader, and he's also the entrepreneur. And so there really could be something here that you've already moved into a bigger position in terms of leadership, or you may be moving into that position. It could also be in a relationship as well. There could be something where you feel a little bit more empowered. Yeah, so keep that in mind. But that's really great with a King of Wands. And remember, wands are the spirit of fire. It's like fire in your belly. Like you're good to go. And they are your passions. If you're not here for career work, your passions, okay? You're in a good place. But then you got that Nine of Swords in the heart of your spread. Now, another card that's been coming up in a lot of people's signs. Listen, the Nine of Swords, it's just saying, what is it that is taking up way too much headspace that may be causing a little bit of like, I can't sit still. I've got my mind on this. There is a little bit of like regret here. And it's coming after that King of Wands. So it honestly could be something with you being this leader. Maybe there was something that you're like, oh, I shouldn't have been so hard on the interns, or whatever it is. It can even be a parental role as well. But whatever it is, there's something here where, remember, you're leaving everything in the old world. For me, this definitely feels like there's two things. A, we'll talk about it with the Wheel of Fortune, okay? There's something here. But B, there's a little bit of you bringing what was meant to be resolved, okay? Bringing that into the new world. Remember, I said you can't take everything with you. And even with that Virgo eclipse, you were meant to release, yeah? And so it's up to you to decide what that is, right? And when you see that Wheel of Fortune in your challenge area, when you see the Death card, when you see the Knight of Cups, when you see the Seven of Swords, it does feel like there may have been something that happened that you were not really happy about. All right? It was out of your control. It was out of your hands. Or this week, okay? This week, may feel that. The second thing is that, yeah, there's likely, something that you feel like hasn't really happened yet, and you're like, why? Like, there's supposed to be change. Why? Well, A, this is just a weekly reading, so remember, I just said we're building up to the next week with a new moon, the equinox, all of that, all the planets direct. So you'll still feel movement. You want it, but remember, a lot of this week is really asking you to reflect, okay? And you can take care of that. The swords, it just feels like a lot of work stuff here. And then, yeah, with the fortune there, just, again, you have to have that faith, and you have to believe in yourself, right? You also have to be vibrating at that high frequency. It's a highly karmic week. You have death, you have the Knight of Cups. And so remember what I said about partnerships, relationships, all of that right here, okay? So really amazing. I feel like there is movement there. I feel like even if you're not seeking that, what is going to, fulfill you emotionally? What is going to make you feel like, you're in cloud nine? Knight of Cups. I love this. So have those moments, but it does feel like there is, again, movement. It may be not as fast as like the Knight of Swords, but still, the Knight of Cups is very open-minded. He's very creative. He's very open to new things, new possibilities, but he is also, seeking someone to join him on his journey forward. And then you have that Death card. So it seems like you want significant change, and you will likely have it this week. And again, you don't want to hold on to that energy. Last thing I'm going to show you is you got Death and the Knight of Cups. And so can you see what's happening here? A lot. So it's basically saying that you are going to experience deep change, and again, you are being the change. You are manifesting that change, right? You're putting wheels in motion. But you can't have these swords stacked over your head. And then remember, with that Seven of Swords in your future, this is a card of, deceit, dishonesty, disloyalty, distrust, lying, cheating, stealing, all of that. It's in your future. And so you see it's coming after that Nine of Swords. So are you holding on to something? You've got your third house activated so strongly. I did say that you're likely going to be communicating, all right, in big ways. So are you being honest with yourself about something, right? That it's just like, if we don't let that go, if we don't make more room upstairs, if we're dwelling on things, if there has been maybe, an argument, not seeing eye to eye, someone taking your power away to the point where you're losing sleep at night, that needs to be addressed first, right? And where does that start? With self-love, okay? Because if it's not addressed, you've got that Seven of Swords, which is a little bit, are you holding something close to your chest that you may need to, reveal? It also could be someone you realize, remember I said hidden enemies, secret enemies. You may realize that you trusted may not be, I'm not telling you to like get binoculars, right, for your neighbor or whatever. I'm just saying use your intuition, okay? That Knight of Cups energy. He's very intuitive. Yeah. All right. So you're gonna want to connect with others about a situation this week. You're gonna set yourself free. Okay. Capricorn. I'll clarify that. Capricorn, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, share, leave comments. Tell me what's happening. You've got, there's a lot. All right. And then, y'all are amazing. Let's see. Yeah, you're good. Stop it. You're going to be fine. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got the Knight of Wands, right? You're good. I mean, the King of Wands, Knight of Wands, just go after your passions. This is also like overthinking things. It's overanalyzing things. You do, out of all the signs, you have Mercury, detriment, not good, in Pisces, in your third house, which is Mercury's home. And so there is kind of like maybe even a disconnect with the higher mind and the physical mind as well. But as long as you are being your authentic self and you're going after your passions, not holding back. I told you some of y'all would be traveling. You're good. You're golden. Okay? Just move in that direction with enthusiasm. But make sure, with that, let's all up here, the headspace. Now you have the Three of Pentacles in your external factors area. Did you watch your monthly? Did you see your monthly forecast? Yeah, that there's a reason why that comes up. Like you okay? There you go. Moving. It just seems like there's something new here. New business, new team that you're working with, maybe even family. Like there's something here where you're getting together, deciding like let's going with some idea for something big. So this is your card, by the way, the Three of Pentacles. And by the way, speaking of, you see the pentacles are in the structure of the building. Yeah. So there is a sense of you building something, with others that not only can you monetize, it's like built to last. This is a great card. Connecting with others as well. You got the Lovers again. You've got Jupiter in your 7th. You have Jupiter in your 7th. And so that's amazing. Okay. It looks like a lot of y'all want to deepen these relationships. It can be love, it can be business, whatever it is. This is very auspicious, and it really is, again, all about your commitments. It's your choice. And then you have that Ten of Pentacles in your final outcome. Like, you're going to be fine. This is amazing. The Ten of Pentacles is your glory. It's like the you made it card. Okay? It is success. It's your legacy. That's the Ten of Pentacles. You even see the Pentacles falling from the heavens in the form of the Tree of Life. And so remember, pentacles are your physical reality as well. This is more about like material success and wealth, but there's so many spiritual layers to this. It's even coming into your, it's acknowledging what you have in your life and being grateful for that. You see the family here, 3 generations of family. I said you have a lot of family energy. You see the harvest, the abundance. You see how big that castle is. So a little bit of a nesting, reference, wink and nod. The fact you have Saturn, Neptune, and Venus in your 4th house. A lot of you are decorating too. You may be decorating, doing renovations. A lot of that. You got I don't even know, the architect blueprint thing out. Anyway, you're good. Oh yeah, I wanted to see. Let's see both of them. I want to see. Let's see the 9 of Swords first. Yeah, yeah. Don't. And then let's see the 7 of Swords. Don't. Do you see what's happening here, right, Capricorn? This week, again, things may be a little confusing. You may have a little situation. It really does feel like there may be some miscommunication. So, triple check everything that you send out. Mercury conjunct Mars is also, remember, it's speaking, having those conversations where it can get a little heated. So just keep that in mind. You got that 9 of Pentacles. That's, enlightenment, that's self-sufficiency. That's you earning your spot. This is someone who is so glamorous and doesn't have to worry about money, doesn't have to worry about health, wealth. She is like on her own. You see that, and she's completely happy. All right. And so there may be something with money here, or love. Relationships is related to the, swords. 9 of Pentacles is a strong, it is highly associated with like retirement as well. There may be something here. Yeah. But you also have that 2 of Swords, or 2 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. So you got the 2 of Cups and the Lovers. So when I said Jupiter going direct is going to be loud, Jupiter exalted in Cancer at his degree of exaltation in your 7th house of love and marriage and partnerships, personal relationships. It doesn't have to be love. It can be career. It can be, platonic. But whatever it is, there's a little bit of again, it seems like there's something new brewing for you. All right. It comes with that 3 of Pentacles as well. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity to build upon something with someone else, sharing your journey forward. It's kind of like what you want anyway with that Knight of Cups, new business partner. And yeah, sure, Mercury's retrograde, but remember, it's just, you got another week. It's fine. You're reassessing things, but you're still moving the needle forward. Okay? You're going to be fine. You have that 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, that's prosperity and success as well. You work with that 7 of Swords energy, which could have to do with, partnerships or, yeah. You're going to be fine and you even see the winged lion, right? A lot of passion here. That also may be something that you look at. Like, is this something that I want? Is this, with that 7 of Swords, again, at the end of the day, it's you being honest with yourself. All right? But you see that you're going to be fine. It's just making sure that things are resolved where people don't have your power. They haven't taken your power. Okay? You're going to be fine. Capricorn, you're actually really good. Next week, yeah, it's such a busy week. You got that new moon in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. Again, it just seems like there's something you're signing. It looks really good for you. Or again, it can be a verbal agreement if you're waiting for Mercury to go direct. There you go. The equinox, there's a lot next week. And then the second spread, yeah, the other half of your forecast, we will look at Taurus, the fixed star, the lunations, that rare double linked reception on Monday. We'll use the Tempest deck. We always look for cards that overlap from this deck and that deck. That's your wink from the universe, okay? And each is, about 15 minutes long. Tier 3 member for each sign. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. Thank you for being members. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what is going on, Capricorn. There's change. Change is in the air. All right. Thanks so much. Y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.